Hello dear Rimworlders and welcome to my caravan guide. In this video I'm going to share my experiences about caravans with you, and I'm going to try to help you minimizing your risks and making your caravans more successful by showing you how I think a successful caravan is made up, and talk a little bit about my mistakes in the past so you don't have to do them by yourself. So let's get started. First up, I want to talk about how to form a caravan and which people to bring. The basic rule of conduct for me personally is never go alone. If you're alone, getting attacked is quite more dangerous, and besides that, if you're getting incapacitated, be that due to a mental breakdown or due to wounds, your caravan gets lost a lot easier, because once your colonist needs rescue and you're alone, boom, caravan gone. You completely lost control over the person, and you're never going to get that back. So if you're at least two people, things get a lot easier. Also, bring animals if you can, especially pack animals, which make your caravan quicker. If we look at that, the alpacas make our caravan quicker. So if we bring these two people with the alpaca, we're moving quicker. There are a lot of different animals in the game. Some of them are increasing the speed of your caravan more than others. Some are even slowing down your caravan. Please take that into consideration. And apart from that, I want to talk about who to bring with your caravan if you want to go for some real deep micromanagement. But it's quite useful to know. So the stats which are really important for caravaneering are quite easily found. First off, we want to have a high value in plants, because plants helps you to forage nutrition along the way. So this will reduce the amount of food a caravan needs. Next up comes the social skill. You want to have at least one person with a high social skill if you want to go for a trading caravan at least, because that will influence your prices along the way. But you always want somebody with a high social value on your caravan, because you will happen to meet people along the way which want to trade with you, and thus having somebody which will decrease the prices while buying stuff and increase the prices while selling stuff, well, who doesn't want to have that? And last but not least, the medical skill is just something which is quite important to have. The more the better. Try to avoid bringing people which are incapable of caring, because this can get a real nasty situation if you're just having two people, let's say, and one of them is incapable of caring, and the other guy who can care goes down. Well, you just happen to lose your whole caravan just because you didn't pay attention to the fact that you brought somebody who better stays at home. So I lost caravans due to that. That's why I made up that story. I hope you will completely avoid that. People who are incapable of caring are a risk factor to your caravan. And another profile which is quite interesting if you're going for item stashes or attacking colonies or attacking outposts or rescuing people, basically every occasion where the game generates a map for you, you get to use the map around you. So you might want to bring somebody who's good with mining to check out the mountains around you. Sometimes the game happens to spawn rare materials like plasteel, gold, silver, and whatnot. And if you really want to go for a tough ride and mine it out and check out the mountains, you might want to bring somebody who's good with cooking, because then you can start hunting animals and set up a temporary base camp with these skills. So apart from that, I value combat values on every caravan colonist, because, well, on caravans you can get attacked, and yeah, the better you can defend yourself, the more you are worth for the caravan. So these are the basic things I like to take into consideration about who to bring with your caravan. Next up comes what to bring to a caravan. So for short-term travels, I like to go for food that can't go spoiled. There's no reason to use your long-term foods on a short-term travel, like to trade with your neighbors, stuff like that. So I like to use this food for short trips and packaged survival meals, and pemmican and long-lasting stuff for longer travels. And apart from that, I strongly advise to bring medicine with you on your travels. This has several good reasons. First off, the game likes to toss diseases at you just randomly along the way, or you get wounded and some infection spreads. Having some medicine with you can save the life of your people. So I really try to bring medicine on every occasion, since I've lost people to infections and other nasty things, so that's really a helpful thing. If you happen to have Resurrector mech serums, of course bring them with you if you really want to keep the people alive, because if somebody happens to die along the way, you have to bring the corpse back home before it rots to resurrect the person, because once the rotting sets in, the mech serums don't work anymore. So if you have those things, bring them with you, by all means. Also, it's always valuable to bring some wood if you want to go for some longer termed travels, because with some wood you can set up a campfire, which enables you to cook simple meals, which makes the hunted meat last a lot longer. So that's something. And last but not least, bringing a little bit of silver with you is also pretty valuable, because of the random trade events you happen to meet across the road. And apart from that, I think that was pretty much everything. Some basic ideas: if you rescue incapacitated people, bring some clothes with you, because more often than not, these people happen to be naked. And naked people get unhappy, even along the road. And it happened to me a lot of times that they went mental because they were naked after getting rescued. So feel free to bring a set of clothes if you go to rescue somebody. And yeah, but that's practically it. And to sum up the caravan guide, I strongly advise to use in the MISC menu the caravan packing spot. This designates a spot for forming your caravans. So if you put this intelligently near your stockpiles, this makes it a lot easier for your people to get going quicker. So there are a lot of more intricate and deep micromanagement tricks, like how to get caravans moving quicker and stuff like that. But with this knowledge here, you are able to avoid the most excruciating mistakes you can go for during a caravan. So always bring enough food, of course. That's the last thing I forgot to mention, but I mean, it's pretty easy to know. So let's finish this tutorial with some miscellaneous information to sum it up. If you happen to travel during the winter, your traveling speed gets lowered by that. Keep that in mind, that during the winter times your people will travel slower. That's something which is really useful to be informed of, because I feel like the game doesn't really show it off prominently enough. So I hope this helped you out. Feel free to drop me a comment down below if you have any questions about the caravaneering, and also drop me a like or even a subscription if this video helped you and you want to help me as well. I hope you watch out for another tutorial coming up next, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.